fourth graders, welcome back. I'm Mrs. Lamondo here to bring you our Fontes and Pinnell mini lesson of the day. Our umbrella of lessons has focused on the genre of biographies. Remember, a biography tells about a person's life, but is not written by that person. We've heard about many famous artists, athletes, people who have influenced the field of civil rights, and most recently, Will Allen, an urban farmer that still does what he loves today. So remember, biographies can be written about people who are from the past or the present. Today we're going to focus on SAS U5 Lesson 2. We're going to talk about how we might summarize what we read in a biography. So let's check out how to summarize a biography. Let's think back to the book 6 Dots about Louis Braille. Notice what I include in my summary. In 6 Dots, Jen Bryant tells the story of Louis Braille. When Louis was a child, he suffered an accident that left him blind in both eyes. Many people helped him learn his way around his world, but he wanted to learn more. He was sent to a school for the blind in Paris. Although the school had books for blind people, they were difficult to read. Louis decided to make another way for blind people to read after he learned a code that was used by the military to send messages. After many years, he developed a system that made it possible for the blind to read and write quickly and easily. It's still used today. This story shows how a person can overcome disabilities to help others. So let's break down my summary. In the very first sentence, I mention the title of the book, 6 Dots, and the author, Jen Bryant. When writing a summary, you should always include the title and author. In my first sentence, I also give a quick little blurb about what it's about. It's about Louis Braille. Now notice that I also include the problem in the story. The problem was that when Louis was a child, he suffered an accident that left him blind in both eyes. Also in my summary, I include how hard it was for blind people during this time to read and write and do other things that sighted people could do. I also included in my summary a solution to the problem. What did he do? Because the books weren't easy to read. Well, he found out about a military code and adapted it as a way to read and write for the blind. Notice that I didn't give every single detail of his life, just the most important things. And my summary concluded or ended with the big theme or message of the book. What does the author of the biography want you to know or learn about that person after reading? In my opinion, the author, Jen Bryant, of the book 6 Dots about Louis Braille, wants to show us that a person can overcome their disability to help others. When you summarize a biography, you tell the important events in order. That's called chronological order or time order. What should you include? The subject of the book, in our case, Louis Braille. Why the subject is important. Why was he important? Because he created a way for people who are blind to read and write. Where and when the subject lived. So we mentioned about him going to school in Paris. The important events in order. Notice I started my summary with his accident as a child, brought us through him going to school in Paris, and ended with him creating a system that blind people still use today to read and write. The problem or problems the subject encountered and how they were solved. So again, in my summary, I wrote about how Louis Braille and other blind people did not have an easy way to read or write. That was the problem. The solution was he found a military code and adapted it in a way that blind people could use. And the writer's message, remember, this is also called the theme. What is the lesson the writer wants you to take away? And again, the message of 6 Dots was that people can overcome their disabilities and help others. So if you're reading a biography today, think about how you might summarize what you've read. And it's okay if you haven't finished the entire book. You can always summarize what you've read so far. All right, fourth graders, that's all for today. I'll see you next time. Bye.